What's going on, guys? Not gonna be a long video at all, but nostalgia alert. If you're an 80s or a 90s baby, you remember the Nintendo. If you didn't have one of your friends did, and you played it, and you loved it. I know you did. You loved it. Anyway, Nintendo decided 20 years later, 2 decades later, wow, I can't believe I'm decades old. Okay, anyway, Nintendo just came out with the NES Classic Edition, which is just like the original Nintendo, except it's not just like it. It's a modern version of it. It doesn't take cartridges, so you don't have to worry about doing the whole take the cartridge out, blow it out, put it back in, hope it works, reset the system type thing. It's 30 games built into this little box right here. So you have the same kind of controller. It looks exactly alike. Like I said, even the box looks just alike. It's just a mini version of it without a cartridge thingy-majig. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's see what it does. Okay, so call me lame, call me a nerd, whatever. This is so awesome to me. Like, almost all of my favorite games are on this thing. All the Super Mario Bros, just regular Mario, Tecmo Bowl, 2 of the Zeldas, you got Castlevania. Let's see, you can choose how you want to view the games, if you want to do it by publisher or by title, or by release date, 2-player games, all of that kind of stuff. It's pretty awesome. You can change what the display looks like. If you want it to look like the original Nintendo, you can choose CRT filter. If you want it to look a little more modern, choose the 4x3. It doesn't have the scan lines that's on the CRT filter. And if you want it to be pixel perfect, which means it matches the pixels on your television, you choose pixel perfect. So let's go with the nostalgic feel. I'm gonna go with CRT filter. You can choose different things, like if you wanted to demo, if you wait for it to, if you wanted to demo, kind of like the screensaver mode on it. It has an auto shutdown option and a screen burn-in reduction option. So of course, this is modern stuff that you didn't have on the original one, but it's still the same feel. It's pretty awesome. So let's hop into a game and see what it's like to play games on here. I want to play the original Super Mario Brothers, if I can find it. If I can, oh, the original. There we go. All right, clearly it's been a while. Okay, so because I'm not good and I haven't played in 20 years, I'm just gonna leave this game so I don't embarrass myself. But you get the point. This is awesome. Like, it looks just like it did when it came out 20 years ago. And, well, 22 years ago. And, you have 30 built-in games on here. I'm sure one of your favorites is bound to be on here. If you love Nintendo, you loved most of these games, you should get one. So let me explain it for you a little bit. It has, like I said, the same looking controller, but it's a different connector on the end. Let me just show you what the connector looks like. Let's see. So this is the right connector. I'm saying this, I'll explain it in a second. The right connector. Okay, now the reason I say right connector is because my wife, the beautiful lady that she is, she's so awesome. She ordered me a second controller, and it's here, but I can't use it. Why, you ask? Oh, No reason in particular. It's just the wrong connector. You know, I mean, she tried. She didn't know. She didn't know that there was more than one connector for, you know, the different types of Nintendos. This is the original connector right here. And it looks just like, the controller itself looks just like the original controller from the original Nintendo. So I could see how she easily made that mistake. But let me show you the connector on this one so you don't make the same mistake she did. All right, so that's the wrong connector. So real quick, this thing has very few buttons, just like the original one did. You got the directional pad on the controller, select and start buttons, and the A and B buttons. Very familiar. On the box itself, you just have a reset button and a power button. And if you remember how your original Nintendo was, if you wanted to get back to the opening screen, you hit the reset button. And this is just the same. If you want to get back to those 30 games, the game menu, you hit that reset button. On the back, it's just two inputs as well. It's one for HDMI to connect to your TV and one for power. Very simple, very nostalgic. If you want it, get it. If you don't, don't. And warning, if you're looking for this thing and you're expecting to get it for the 60 bucks that Nintendo released it for, you're probably not going to be able to do that. All the resellers have bought it now, and they spiked the price unreasonably to like $160. So these guys are making $100 off of you if you feel that it's worth it. And I can't really say I feel that it's worth $160, but if you happen to slide up on one that's 60 bucks, get it, man. Get it. All right. So anyway, enough about this thing. You can do whatever you were doing. I'm going to have some fun. You guys take care. I think I'm going to play some Pac-Man. That was close. Ah! You didn't see anything.